Hi, I'm Ron, and today we're going to be changing out this Noctua compact cooler with a Thermalright Phantom Spirit P120 Evil. Evil? It's evil! Okay, we're going to be swapping out this Noctua compact cooler with a Thermalright Phantom P120 Evo cooler by Thermalright. Did I get that name in there? And yeah, so let's get right into this tear down and put together. And then at the end of this, we're going to have the actual dB levels from GCC running on both the Noctua here and the Phantom P120. And yeah, we'll be also showing you the decibel levels using sound meter at the same time. So stick around and you'll see the tear down here and the put together, and at the end you'll see the actual results before and after. Mr. R made this video earlier, but there was a lot of audio noise, so I'll be doing my best to put this together for you. So we need to take this apart, and the first things, we need to take the power off of here. Unfortunately, the power goes around the back, so other than this is really pretty, there's no real reason to be looking at this. So yeah, let's flip this around and get started on working on the parts that need to be worked on. Okay, so here's the side that we need to work on, and of course there's a lot of glass here that we need to pop this panel off, Mr. R. Thank you. There we go. And you can see that there's our mounting there. We've got 4 little pins over here. There we go. While we're doing that, we need to support it on the other side. And we'll be using our multi-headed screwdriver. And of course, we need the right size head for this, because it'll just pop out of there if we don't use the right size head, that is. If you're going to use a head, use the right size. Okay, so Mr. R's taking his time to unscrew this. We didn't fast forward this part because, we're just getting into the video and we haven't realized that we have like a really huge task ahead of us here. We're thinking this is pretty simple and fast at this point. That's usually the way things go with us. It's gonna be easy, I swear. And then it's complicated. Alright, so we've got it loose enough. He's using his fingers. Our fingers. My fingers. Mine. Okay. And he's counting as he goes, taking out the screws. And you can't see his other arm, but it's actually back there holding up the actual cooler. And there we go. We just pulled it out of the pins. And I think we've set it down on the table, and now we're trying to figure out where the power cables actually come through. They're over there, Mr. R. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Oh, there we go. Come on. Every time Mr. R's arm gets in the way of that backlight, the video gets better. Sorry about this. Okay, so we've disconnected the power cable that's coming around from the back side. Are we going to take that out now? There we go. We're going to feed that back through. Come on, get it through there. And then we're going to pull it out the back. Yep, getting it out of the little widgets that the cables get stuck in, very gently, of course. Because you don't want to just yank expensive equipment. We're going to use this cooler on a future build for a stealth PC, backup PC, that hopefully we'll be able to use the case from our old Dell. All right, Now, here we are. We're looking at the front again, and hey, look at that. 2 screens. Yay! All right. And it's a little disturbing, but yes. There's our old Noctua. It's been pulled out. So yeah, it was doing a good job, but we needed something to be a lot quieter because it's always working. Now, this is not a paper towel we're using. This is actually a shop towel made out of cloth. All right, right now I'm hearing a lot of background noise, and hopefully you aren't because, well, that's when Miss Anita had a phone call. All right, so we got the thermal paste off, and now we've got the cooler. It's got 7 tubes on each side, and we want to blow the air out the back, and we want to mount it, like that. And that big thing that we're touching there is a heat sink for some piece of equipment like the motherboard. It's just not anything we need to have quick access to. And that's the amount of spread we had on the other cooler, which was pretty good. Considering we just did a little P method the last time with the thermal paste. Thermal paste, that's what we're trying to work with here. Now, we've got the mounting that needs to go on the back of this box. And, so we need to take some of the extra sticky off there because we really don't need it to be super sticky. We want to be able to get this off later if we decide we want to go to a different cooler. And we got to flip this back over now to get to the other side. We really should dust that. It's dusty. Okay, so right now, this is a universal clip. It's not set up for an Intel motherboard right now. So what we have to do is we have to get these little things and click them out into place so that now it fits properly. And we give a little squeeze. That way, what's left of the sticky is actually going to work. Yeah, it's something Linus does at Linus Tech Tips. He doesn't really want to be super sticky because, well, you don't want to be tearing apart your plate when you want to take it out. Now let's flip this back over. And yes, the stickum's working just fine. And now we got to put some paste on here, and we got to get the offset screws put in. You are so lucky that we did all this video work before I started talking because, this looking at the instructions, we did this a whole lot. And by the way, this is the Chinese side, which was rather fun. But, we're just looking at the pictures, and there's a letter G for the offsets. And yeah, so we need to screw in the little offsets. Ooh, high speed. Yes, this is where we start making up some time and keeping it from being too boring. Because, there's nothing quite as fun as watching a big man hand screw things in. All right. So these are the actual mounting brackets. And there's a lot of slop in them, it seems. Or is there actually? I mean, they've got that little wedge that forces the screws to sit at a certain distance. And, and Mr. R is complaining about Miss Anita talking again because she's having a really loud conversation. And, well, yeah. Okay, so we fast forward putting those in. That's fine. Yep, we're just snugging it up, and oops, we wanted to make sure that that's adjusted properly. And we're going to tighten that back down, I know for a fact. But first, we're going to dry fit this. And you can't hear it, but it's going to click when the holes line up. And yep, I just heard it click. And that's about where it's supposed to sit. Okay. And that means that everything's lined up properly. And yeah, it doesn't really matter. We just need to snug this up. There we go. And now we're going to put the cryonaut on. And we actually get about 2, maybe 3 uses out of these little tiny cryonaut things by Devour. But we had the dregs of 1, and this is a fresh cryonaut that we're putting on because we bought more because we knew we'd use it. Now, of course, we're trying to spread it out, but because we're in the case here, we don't have a lot of space, and it doesn't spread well. Number one, because it's a plastic spatula and we're having to push it down, and we can't really drag it around because, well, there's all this stuff in the way. If we were doing a fresh build, we would be, putting this on before we had a video card and before the motherboard was actually in the case. As it is, I don't think we had enough, so we put a little bit more on there because, well, it's okay if you have a little extra. It's not conducting, and if you have some spooge mess, it's not that hard to wipe up as long as you're using actual cloth and not paper. Paper does bad things, and fibers, do weird things. Cloth is nicer, and of course our handy dandy screwdriver is too short, so we have to go to a longer screwdriver. And here we are. We're just fitting this on here, and of course, because we're paranoid and anal, even though we've got it on there and we're pretty sure that the coverage is good, we're going to take it off and double check because this is just taking a little more time, but it's better to take a little more time and to, know what happened. So there, you see, that's pretty good coverage there. Got a little extra spooge. We're just gonna finger that off. That's fine. And then we're going to remount, rescrew, and we're going to switch over to a flathead screwdriver for the last bit because, well, there we go. Because you don't get quite as much torque on a Phillips. Now this is where it's a real pain in the butt. These come with these little spring clips, which, again, if we were doing a fresh install and we didn't have it in a case and we didn't have a video card next to it, we wouldn't have these issues where we were trying to work around things in a tight space. This actually probably took about 20 minutes because of what we had to do here, all these little wiggles and clicks, and of course we had to redo it because I looked at it and said it wasn't centered, but you get to not have to deal with that part. Yeah, it's a big pain in the ass. That's what Mr. R just said. And now we get to put the second one on. Oh my God. Well, so it goes on pretty much exactly like the first one, with just as many little problems with getting around equipment and, oh, of course not. It doesn't want to click into place. All right, and of course it's going to be wrong, so and they do like to jump out of their little sockets when you're trying to work in a tight space, and my, that's a nice close-up of a back of an arm, isn't it? Okay, and yay, only the highest quality video production here. 1 body, 2 brain cells. Yay. Yeah, we really thought this wasn't going to be that long a video going into it because, you're just taking one part out and replacing it with another. But there's all these little details involved, all these little annoyances. And maybe in the future we'll be better at this and figure out that it's actually quicker to take the whole damn motherboard out to swap out one part than it is to work on it like this. So the fan in front is actually sitting a little higher than the fan in the back, and that annoyed the crap out of me. But it's okay because they're secure and they're actually fairly level. They're not janky angled. And the reason why the fan in the front is sitting higher is because there's a thermal pad and a big hunk of metal sitting there. But it's not the end of the world, and we actually angled it this way because we wanted the fans to be closer to the exit. You'll note we don't have an outtake fan there. An outtake. They're all outtakes here. But no, we don't have a exhaust fan there. So the cooler is really working as the exhaust fan, and it's close enough. And it looks reasonable here. If I really wanted to, we could have spent another 20 minutes and taken it all apart and put it all back together. And, well, we didn't have the time. It was late, and we're really being annoyed and frustrated with the amount of noise that we were having to deal with. So this is where we got. So let's go to the sound comparison. Okay, here we are. And I've got GCC here. We're going to go through each of the fan modes with their varying different profiles and their fan levels and the decibels that you're going to get out of it based on RPM, speed, and, the ambient temperature here, which is pretty much negligible. It's usually around 55 degrees. The room that I'm in is usually about 65 degrees, but it's pretty consistent. And then all the way over here to the left, you see a little Android app on my phone that is sound meter. It's just a decibel and little graph, and that's a little free app. So I will just be quiet now and let it play its thing. Okay, we've set this to manual. Now we're going to silent. Now we're going to normal. Now we're going to full speed. And now when we hit apply, we're going back to manual. Okay, so that was the result from the original Noctua compact cooler that we've uninstalled. We're now going to go over to the Thermalright Phantom 120 Evo cooler, and I'll just be quiet as a mouse and let you listen to what's there. We are currently in manual mode. Now I'm going to silent mode. Now I'm going to normal mode. We're going to full speed. All right, we're now going to go back to manual mode, and we're going to hit apply. So that was the that title's way too long, but it's the Phantom 120 Evo, and so there are the differences in the audio. Tell me what you think. Did you hear a difference? Did you see a difference in the dBs on the different ratings? I think I already said it, but this room is always about 65 degrees. We live out on the coast, so it's always about 55 degrees outside. Very little fluctuation in our temperatures in our room. And yeah, so it's pretty consistent, and I heard a difference. I'm pretty much going to go with this new Phantom Evo. It's costing the same as the Noctua, and it's quieter, and it has more equipment that looks prettier. Yeah, that's it. That's the entire reason. It's really about all the LEDs. No, of course not. The Noctua works much better in a smaller case because that's what it's really designed for. And the Phantom Evo is designed for, you know, a mid-tower to a full-sized case with plenty of room in it. And they're really two different beasts for similar but different problems. So, you know, depending on which situation you're in, you might want to go for one or the other. Tell me what you think. And while you're doing that, you know, leave a comment. That's how you tell me what you think. Duh. But, you know, like, subscribe, do all those things that help out the algorithm. It's not like we expect to make any money off of this, but, you know, it's always helpful to know that it's appreciated. And even if it isn't appreciated, if there's a problem with this video, let us know, and we'll do what we can to see what's going on and see if there's some better way of doing it. And I hope you enjoyed this video. I seriously do. And I hope to see you again real soon. So until next time, bye!